All right. So this is inside my eCarleton. I have lots of courses here because I have access to all of our courses. Right. So let me take a dummy course. There. So we have a blank course here. Right. So I already during the previous session, so I already showed something. Okay, so for you as an instructor, so you might want to know that these settings, so there is a tab for settings for the whole course, right? And maybe one more important piece is that here in the top right corner, so there is this switch edit mode. So when you want to edit, so you just turn it on, right? And here, so there are just general things, right? So for example, so here we can change the name of the course, right? So, so like that, for example, right? And so we can, so this one is visibility. So your course is already set to be showing. So basically, so everything is done, right? So now we change the name of the course.
Yes.
Right. So then we have just this week by week schedule.
Yes.
Right? So sorry. Okay, let me try for clarity. Let me try to delete this whole thing. Right. So this is from the previous session. And then we will redo it once again. Right. So this list of topics. So this can be either topics or in my courses. So this is week by week, right? So I can write the dates here, or I can write title, say Euclidean algorithm. Right? And so this will be a section in the content of the course. And within this section, one might add activities or resources. So we click on the plus, and let's go to resources first, right? So here we could put a book, file, folder, page, text, or URL. So for example, so I can, if I just want to put a note, then I can put it as a text. So there will be a text box. I will write note to the students.
Yes.
Like bring a pencil. Right? And so then we just go save and return to course. And now we see that under Euclidean algorithm, we got this little note. Then another thing that could be here, so we could add as a resource, so there could be a file, for example, right?
Yes.
Say I can put assignment problems. Right, and here I can take and drop a file here. So say if I go and I pick a PDF file, and I can just drop it here. Right, so I got a file, and then I say save and display. Right, and okay, so let's go back here. And so now, so there is a file. So this is a PDF file, right? So if we click or students click, then we see some assignment problems.
Yes.
Right. So then another possible resource. No, it's not wrong section. So here we can add the resource, which is a URL. Right? So for example, if I have some YouTube video, right, I can put just copy URL here, and this will be a link so a link here to this URL, right? So let me see if I have something. Okay, well, I don't have a URL handy, but you can imagine, right? So one can.
Yeah, you can put eCarleton.ca, for example. Oh yeah, the YouTube.
Yeah. So something like this, right?
Yeah, your own YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I often put. Right. So then, so these are resources, but then there are also activities. So the most common activity is the assignment. So here we can add assignment. We can put say home assignment. Number 2. Right? So here we can put say assignment on Euclidean algorithm. And I can say display on the course page. So then could be additional instructions, or I can put submit as a single PDF file. And so here we could drop a file. So for example, this could be a file with home assignment problems, right? So this is option. And then, so this is important. So when the submission is available, so suppose we want, we can start submissions, say today, the 24th, and we want the due date to be the 5th of October at 6 p.m. And so what I often do, so if I announce that the deadline for submission is 6 p.m. on this date, then the students will complain that, well, my internet was not working or something or this or that. So what we often do is we put an additional cutoff. So I will put the same 5th of October, but I will put 23:59. And so this would mean that the due time is 6 p.m., but we will accept assignments until the midnight of that day.
I see.
Right. So just to allow for technical problems, right? And after this, so they will not be able to submit through this system. Right. So, of course, it's up to you. This is an option that I use. And then next is submission type. So we will accept files. And here I would put, I will accept only one file. And the maximum size, well, 50 megabytes is too much. I will put just 5 megabytes. And I will say that I will only accept PDF files. So here I will go to probably document types. And here there is a PDF document, and I save changes.
Can you choose multiple?
Yeah, you can choose multiple, so that you may allow PDF or, well, Word format, whatever, right? Then an important thing is a grade, and say, I will say this assignment is out of 40 points. So it is much better to assign the right number here rather than editing this after the fact. So it's best to set this up correctly from the beginning. So then there are various things like anonymous submissions and hide grader identity from students. So this is, I would not bother with. Right. And so basically, I think this is it, right? So it is possible to make some restrictions, but probably just for straight assignment, this is not needed. And then we say save and return to the course, right? And so now we have created the assignment, and once, well, students will interact with it differently. Once they click on this, they will able to submit the assignment there. And the TAs will be able to go inside, see all submissions, and either they will have a choice of downloading the submissions, maybe downloading all of them or downloading one by one, or there might be an option, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's active this year or not. So in the past, sometimes we had an option of marking the PDF right inside the system. So this means that it is possible to even do without downloading stuff.
I see.
Just marking on the student's PDF. Or so if TAs download the assignments, then they can do marking, say, so Carleton has license for this, how it's called, Fox something, Fox PDF, well, basically it's PDF editor. And so then, so one can annotate students' work, save annotated file, and then upload it. And so this will be another file that now a student will see with TA's comments. And there will be also a box there to assign a grade to a student, and another box for text feedback, right? This assignment is done very well, right? Or so please pay attention to round off or whatever, right? Right. So this is a very important activity. So then another activity that I use in problem solving in algebra and in geometry course is we have meetings, one-on-one meetings with TAs, and
Yes.
these need to be scheduled. And for this, there is a great tool which is called Scheduler. So there is this scheduler tool, right?
Oh, nice.
So here we can say schedule one-on-one meetings. And so here one can write some instructions. And so here we say students can register for one appointment in the scheduler. And so the default slot duration is 15 minutes. Right. And so here we can put, say, restrict access. So suppose I want the scheduler to be available for students only starting, say, on Wednesday. So then I go to add restriction and by date. And here it says students must match the following. So the date from, right? So it could be until, but we say from. And we put Wednesday is, say, the 27th of September at 6 p.m. All right. And then there are two options. Either you can say that before that, students will not see even the scheduler. Or if it's like this, then they will see it, but it will be grayed out. So this means that they will not be able to access it. So they will see that it's there, but it's not interacting with students until this time. Right. So now we save and return. And so now we've got the scheduler. And so the setting of a scheduler is done in two passes. So first, you need to set up the scheduler just as we did. And the second pass is we need to actually put actual time slots in it. And so now to do this, we just click on this. And so here, well, this is the name of a student. So this is like my dummy account. So here we need to add slots. And we say add repeated slots. And so suppose, so TA decides that they have time available, say on the 1st of October, and they say, so that the, say, 1st of October, and say from 5 to 9 p.m. And say they have 15-minute slots, and say they want 5-minute break between slots, right? And so maximum number of students per slot is 1. We enable that and save changes. And now, something did not happen. Something went wrong. So, okay, so maybe, okay, let's try again. So maybe I need to mark this. Maybe it was some Sunday, maybe. Let's try again. 1st of October, 15 minutes 5, time range from 5 to 7, and save changes. Okay, now it's good. So probably it was a weekend and I didn't mark it. And so now it created time slots in a desired way, right? So it's on Sunday, 1st of October from 5 to 7, 15-minute slots with 5-minute interval between the slots. And the students, when they interact with the scheduler, they can sign up for one of these slots, and then nobody else can take this slot, right? So this, so our system is designed to offer flexibility both to TAs and to the students. So TAs decide when they will have their kind of blocks of appointments, and students pick the slot which is convenient for them. And so here, so one can, so there are these actions. One can delete the slot, right? So suppose I want to skip the slot, and I can just delete it, right? Or it is possible to edit slots. So suppose I want to say that this slot is going to be 20 minutes or say, okay, 18 minutes, right? And I will allow 2 students to register for this particular slot. And we do save changes. And now this shows that this is an 18-minute slot, and 2 students are allowed to register for this time slot, right? So we sometimes have 15-minute slots for a single student, or we have 30-minute slots for pairs of students, right? So we just give this option to the students. So this is a very convenient tool. All right, and then we go back to Euclidean algorithm. All right, so we have this scheduler. So anything else that we might use in activities? Right, so there is no. So this is all I use. So then, say if I did a setup for 1 week, and then the next week I want to do similar things. So then instead of recreating everything, I can take activities, say home assignment, and just copy it to the next week. So this is done by going here and saying duplicate, right?
Oh.
So now it created another copy of assignment 2, except that it will not duplicate the student papers. So it will be empty. And then one can just take this and drag into the following week, right? And so now we can edit here. We can put that now this becomes assignment 3. And if we go and edit settings, then so you see, we no longer need to change like these PDF types. So this will be already there. And so all we have to do is we need to change the dates. right? So then now this will be from 5th of October to say 12th of October. So it's much easier to do it that way. All right. So there is also one thing that we used right. So another tab that's important is participants. So here, if we click on participants, so here we see, so currently I'm enrolled as a teacher with my regular account and as a student with a dummy account.
Good.
All right. So here you can enroll users, and this is useful. So for students can do self-enrollment, but for TAs, it's you can enroll them. Right. So
how do I do that, Yuli? Can you show me?
I go here, right, and I type Anand, right, and here it finds your identity.
Yes.
I click this, I put tab, and I select the role that I want to enroll Anand in this course as a teacher. And so now you will now have access to this course.
Yuli, if you already have as a student, like say you have the second Yuli as a student, right?
Right. I can mark you to be now a student as well, right? So I can
okay.
change your student and then remove your teacher role. But here it's important to click on this icon, save changes, because sometimes one has to be careful, right?
I see.
Right. And so then there are also here somewhere enrollment methods, right? And so currently, so this does not allow self-enrollment, but if we go self-enrollment of students and click here on this cogwheel, right? So then here, this will manage self-enrollment, and we can, right now it's not active because we should have changed, so this thing, this I, so we need to first activate self-enrollment, right? And
but for the algorithm, both course, the I's are active, right?
Yes, it's already, so I already have done this, but later you may want to disable this. So if you decide that from certain point you don't want to, so at some point I would check that that all students are actually registered.
Yes.
Right. So because sometimes students think that they have registered, but they did not. Right. So I don't know. So in theory, it could happen. So I would check the class list on eCarleton against the class list on so the one that I sent to you, right?
So Yuli, all the things can be done only in the edit mode?
Probably. So right. So if
top.
I switch it off, then oh no, I still, well, some things you can still do. I'm not sure.
So how did you go to the enrollment method? Can you show me?
Right. So okay, so this is okay, let me start once again. So what we do is first we go to participants.
Participants. Okay, got it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so here on the enrolled users on the top, we go to enrollment methods.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right. And then we switch on this and we click on cogwheel, right?
Yes.
And here we can change things, right? Something like this. Right. And say if we go to cancel, then here there is also another thing that's that in principle we used before. So this is groups. So what happened before is that wanted students to sign up for a particular TA, right? And then we had to split the class into groups, right? Or you want to split the class into groups for in some other way for another purpose, right? So in principle, you can split the class into groups and create one assignment for one group and another assignment for another group, and put restrictions that to access this assignment, you have to be a member of a group. Right?
I see.
I will not go in all the details because it's a little bit involved, and I'm not sure if you will be using it, but just be aware that there is this tool as well. So it is possible to create groups and create restrictions that are group-based. Right?
Okay.
All right. And one more tab that is interesting is grades. Right, so this will be at the end of the course. So here we created 2 home assignments, and already there is some data here, and we see grades for students. Right, so, and I'm sure there is possible to download. I don't see where is download here, but it is certainly possible to download the grades. Maybe it's in reports. Right, activity, logs, live logs. No. Okay, I don't see it. It is here, but there must be a way to download the grades from here.
Oh.
Oh, maybe here, grade report. Yeah. So this is
user report.
Yeah, must be somewhere here. So grade summary, user report, or export there. So if we click on export, then so it says include this and download.
I see.
All right. Right. So now maybe let me show you how another course from last year look like, right? So if I go to my courses and say I go to problem solving in algebra from last year, or okay, so here geometry from last year, right? So there will be some introduction, some Zoom links, and then so week 1. So this will be a recording. So after the lecture, I will post a recording on YouTube and put a link. Then lecture notes. So this is a PDF file. Then problem set for assignment 1. Then so here a note when TA is available for one-on-one meetings on the weekend, right? So then there is a scheduler, right? And then there is assignment. So this is where the students will submit the assignments, right? And then it repeats for the second week, and so forth and so forth. Right. All right. So pretty much this is how I use eCarleton. Right. So any questions, Anand?
No, this is pretty good.